Hey everybody and welcome to my channel. Today I'm in Denmark and more specific in Kalundborg. Right behind me is a Danish Bronze Age hill, and that was from 1500 before Christ, where they made the graves like this. But this has not only been from the Bronze Age, it's also used in Viking time and medieval times as a kind of defense mechanism, where they turned on fires on the top of the hill to warn if there were coming some enemies. But let's go up and climb the hill. The following legend is told by Jens Christensen from Ubberup, born 1852 and written down by Sofie Lund Jensen in 1819. It's about Banetoppen, that is a hill next to Ubberup town, very close to Kalundborg. There is a road that leads from Kalundborg country road and onto Ubberup town. Next to the road is a large hill, Banehøj. It is quite large in circumference, but gathered at the top in a round mound. In this mound, it is said that the mountain people, or trolls as they are also called, lived. Jens Christensen tells that in his grandparents' farm in Ubberup, they came and borrowed flour and other foods. They always came in the evening because they did not like to show themselves during the day. So huge! When they came to borrow, and it had become too dark for the housewife to see them, so when she turned on the light, they disappeared quickly and said night. Not good night, because I guess they were not very polite. It is not known whether they brought back the borrowed things or not, but the inhabitants believed that when they were good to the trolls and lent them what they wanted, they always had luck. But if they were stingy with them and said no and did not want to lend them, they had so much bad luck on the farms. Several people had often seen the mound standing on red poles. It is also said that the man in the farm who owned the land where the mound was located negotiated with the trolls to cooperate in the sowing. It was common practice in the old days. They agreed that the troll should have the crop every other year and the farmer every other year. The first year the man sowed rye, harrowed it and left the stubble for the troll. The next year, when the troll was supposed to have the top, the man sowed carrots. The man did well every time, so you can see that the trolls weren't that bad to deal with. This is Danish countryside when it's best. Look at this beautiful. And here you see Kalundborg behind me. That is one of Denmark's fastest growing industrial cities. You see all the industry behind. Town called Ubberup. And in this hill is living trolls, they say. In the old days there was many sayings and people were actually very scared of them because they were not as nice. They were here all year and you really had to please them. And they say that if you dig in this hill, they will burn a farm in Ubberup, in the city down here. Because this hill is very connected to that town that was already here in the Bronze Age, Viking Age, and today, of course, as you see it. So we are a little worried because they are saying that the National Museum wants to dig in the hill and find out what is actually buried here. So let's see if the saying is true that they will actually burn a farm in the town. We hope not, but let's pray to not harm us. So this Bronze Age hill is not the only Bronze Age hill in the place. There's also in that direction another very large Bronze Age hill, and there's other ones. There was one in this direction before, but that has been removed. And between these trees is also a Bronze Age hill that was later used for executions, where they hanged people and decapitated people. The last one was in 1840, so it's actually not that long time ago. But there were not only trolls in Ubberup, there were also elves. And here is a story by Sven A.A. Jensen about the elves in Ubberup, and why it's wise for the farmer to move his farm from Bøgebjerg. Bøgebjerg was an old grave hill where they placed their farm. A stone throw from Bøgebjerg, not far from Kalundborg, lies a well-kept farm. In the old days it was on the very hill, but worries filled the husband and wife on the farm. For even though they bought the best cows and horses, which they gave the best food, the animals were not doing well. Yes, they became so thin and weak, and some of them even disappeared and died. But then it happened one day that an old woman came into the farm and begged for a little milk. "God have mercy on us for milk," replied the farmer's wife. "We don't have enough to boil a pot of stew." And then she told them about all their misfortunes with the cattle. "I can give you some good advice for that," said the old woman. "The fault is that your stable is in a bad place. You must move it away from the hill. Then you will find that it will become way better with the cows." The farmer's wife did not really understand how it would help, but she talked to her husband about it anyway. And in the end, they moved the farm to where it has been and still is. But as the old woman had said, so it went. Now everything was thriving, people and the cattle, and so was the man's wallet, and so much that he soon got famous for his wealth. A few years later it happened one day, when the wife was alone at home, that a little old man with a long beard came saying into the living room to her. He was wearing a long coat and had a red hat on his head. The wife, who was very surprised to see him, asked what he was doing and who he was. "Yes," he began, "I just wanted to borrow a skirt from you for my daughter, because she's getting married on Sunday." "Who are you then? I have never seen you before," she said. "I am King Rune from Bøgebjerg," he answered, "and my daughter is to be married to the son of the rich elf king in Mølmark. But you here on the farm has so much to thank me for that I can probably lend the skirt from you." "What do we owe you thank for?" asked the wife. "Yes," said King Rune. "When you lived at Bøgebjerg, your stable was right above our living room. But since our ceiling in our living room was not tight enough, the peeing from the cattle often dripped down to us, which we did not like, least at all when it fell into the pot of our food. In our anger we bewitched the cattle, but when we saw how badly things were going for you, it still hurt us so much. So much that my daughter went to the old woman she knew and asked her to come into the farm and advise you to move the farm away from Bøgebjerg. And you have not suffered any harm from following that advice." The woman was very surprised to hear that, which was completely foreign to her. But she happily handed the little man his skirt, which he happily trudged away with. Although the mountain people are so rich in gold and silver and precious stones, they will suffer from a lack of many things, from the daily necessities of life, especially clothes, for they can forge, but never spin or weave. But now back to this hill here in Kalundborg in Ubberup, because there's something extra interesting with this hill that I haven't seen on other hills before in Denmark, and that is that besides the big top on the hill, there is a completely round, way bigger hill under it. What is that? Why so circular and round? Is there hiding something under? Many other places in the world we have seen big pyramids hiding under many thick layers of soil. Is it the same we are talking about here? Or is it just natural that this hill is so round? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And now I'm going to visit the Bronze Age hill Ulshøj, where there's a very interesting story about a troll and Esbern Snare. And Esbern Snare actually is my granddad 25 generations ago. Let's go and see it. And I have my dog Bilsy with me here. And here it is. The hill where the troll lived. Or maybe he still lives there. Let's go around it and see. To see how it is. Go all the way around it. And actually, as you can see, so many hills are lying on another big hill. That's a very normal phenomenon here in Denmark. That they place this Bronze Age hill on the top of another great hill. It's not that we have that many hills in Denmark actually, but of course we have some. So let's climb this hill. Come, Pelle. So be careful. Fall. On top of the hill now. So from here you have a really good picture of old Kalundborg, and you can see how close actually Vor Frue Kirke of Kalundborg is to here. Really? Are you watching Kalundborg? Beautiful. Right, Belsi? Beautiful. And the story goes like this. Esbern Snare was one of the mightiest medieval kings of the area of Kalundborg that we had in 1100. And he was ruling the place, and he wanted to build this church, Vor Frue Church. But he couldn't get finished with it. But then came a troll along and asked if he needed help. And Esbern Snare wanted help of him, of course. But the troll said that if Esbern Snare didn't guess his name before the church was fully built, then he would take his eyes and his heart. So when the church was almost ready and half of the tower was built, Esbern Snare was really anxious, and he still hadn't guessed the troll's name. And Esbern Snare took a walk here in the area. So he was sitting here at Ulshøj, this grave hill from the Bronze Age or maybe older, and didn't know what to do. But then suddenly he heard a voice from within the hill. It was a mother troll that said to the kid, "Oh, don't worry, my child. Don't be bored. Tomorrow your father Finn will bring you the eyes and the heart of Esbern Snare for you to play with." And the next day the troll came by. Esbern Snare greeted him and said, "Hello Finn, how are you?" And Finn was super angry because now he just didn't get the heart and the eyes of Esbern Snare, and he turned around in anger and went away. But almost 600 years after, maybe it was the troll Finn that got his revenge, because the tower of Kalundborg fell down in the middle. So, what do you say? Is Finn and his family still in here? Or are they not there anymore? Maybe the kid is grown up now. And another scary troll. Is there still trolls and elves anymore? Tell me in the comments below what you think. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed to see these beautiful places in Denmark as much as I did. And like and subscribe to my channel to never miss out on anything, and see you guys very soon for new adventures. I love you. And Vilsi love you too.